I like that. That looks pretty cool. And we're off to the races. There we go. Well, that'll be interesting. The camera's over here now. All right. Uh-oh. Need my book so I can write stuff down. All righty. I got my book, Gloria. All right. Glorios Sortire. Glorio Satire? Hey, Mikey's here. Chris Palmer. Kagura Boy? I have no idea what that means. Well, I'm going to start off today with where we left off last night. That probably sounds like a good idea. Burnan's here. Berman. Ooh. Is it Glorio? Glorio Satori tire. I don't know. Daffy. Daffy's here. Hey, Daffy, what's happening? All right. I'm just going to jump right on in and get started. Why not start off with Microsoft? First one of the day. NYS Boutique. New York City Boutique. That's my guess. Could be, may not be. I don't know. All right, so we got a little bit different setup today. We got Instagram over here, YouTube there, TikTok there, and Facebook there, and YouTube down here. So we have 5 cameras rolling. Okay, some people might ask me, why do you have 5 cameras rolling? Well, because I'm freaking vain. I am, really. It's a true story. I am vain. You know, so I could do this the easy way and just have, what do you call it? The software on the computer. But no, I'm vain and I don't want to figure out how to use the software. Isn't that funny? All right, Miss Boutique. NYS. Tipsy Tarpon. Cool beans. Tipsy Tarpon joined in, honey. Yay. Jason is here. Way to go, Jason. Eufomo Iskirichis. I can't figure that one. Daffy. Hello, sir. Any comments on AMC? AMC is on the list from last night. We do have it written down. AMC. Yep. It looks like it's going to be number 8 today. AMC. Mario and Craig. Cool beans. All right. I'm going to start off with Microsoft today. Now, everybody knows who Microsoft is, so let's see what the numbers look like. Now, just to let you know that I'm not going to read out this week's numbers because we're into Wednesday, which means we only got 2 days left, and the numbers for 2 days is not going to be worth it. So we're going to look at next week's numbers. So every number that I'm going to be giving you tonight is going to be considering if we buy it in the morning, and then we sell next week's option against it. Now, I hope you guys understand what dividend capturing is, or dividend capturing along with covered calls. Okay, dividend capturing has to do strictly with the dividend. When does the stock pay out its dividend? Hey, John just showed up. Matt 2's here. Cool beans. Mr. G. Hey, Mr. G, what's happening? Okay, so a covered call is basically where you buy the stock. Now, I only buy good quality dividend stocks. Okay, now those are companies that have increased their dividends for more than 20 years. Well, why? Why? Well, because I want to make sure I get a consistent increasing dividend consistently. Now, the old days, people just bought a stock and just held on to it, and they collected a dividend every 90 days. Well, that's once per quarter. Okay, we're basically doing the same strategy. We're buying a good quality stock that we want to hold for a long time. But we're not holding it for a long time because we're collecting a 1% off of it, and then we're moving on to the next one. Well, how do we do that? Well, there's over 9,500 different stocks that we can choose from in the stock market. But I only look at 150. Oh, if there's 9,000, why do I look at 150? Hey, Teepy, or Teempty. Teemped? How do you pronounce that? Just send me some roses. That was very nice of you. Anyway, so as I'm saying, 9,500 different companies that we can choose from every day. So why is it I only look at 200? Covered calls is when you have 100 shares, you sell the right to buy them at an agreed price by an agreed date. Okay, so there's several things involved. Number one is the stock itself. The stock itself, yes, you have to buy at least 100 shares to sell one contract. by a certain price by a certain day for a premium and hope the stock stays at the same price. That's exactly what we're doing here. Okay, and the nice thing about that is the premium I collect has a tendency to be 1% or over. Did your stocks lose 1% today? No, Joseph, believe it or not, I'm well over 1% for the week. Okay, all my stocks closed down last week. I made over 1% last week. And this week, again, I made over 1%. Because that's the main goal. Even though the stocks were down coming into Monday and Tuesday, okay, I still sold premiums against them and made over 1% for the week, which is basically the main objective of this whole strategy. Buy good stock, sell premium, sell covered call against it, collect the premium, and hopefully be out before the dividend comes. Why do I want to be out before the dividend comes? Well, if you've been doing dividend stocks for a while, you know that coming into the dividend, stocks have a tendency to go down after the dividends are paid out. And do I want to go down after the dividends paid out? No, I don't. I like to stay right where I am or go up. But the funny thing is, I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm looking for stocks that go sideways. And we're going to go into that, and we'll see that a little bit further. So for those of you that are new here, just hang out and chill. Why are you in simulated trading? Well, I have 5 different accounts. And this account here, okay, is not simulated trading. And neither is this one. Right? This one's not either. The simulated trading is because I really don't want people seeing what my account numbers are. And the simulated trading also allows me to do, different strategies without actually losing any money. That make sense, Ethan? Okay. So I got 5 different accounts. This one here is a paper trading account, which I've been doing for over 20 years. I love the covered call. They make sure they expire the same week. Dividend is paid, very safe. Well, Berman, I don't like to take the stock into the week of the dividend, okay, because stocks have a tendency to go down the dividend week. So I like to get in 2 weeks before the dividend, grab my 1%, move on to the next company. If you take a look at my calendar, oops, went the wrong way. Okay, if you take a look at my calendar, okay, this is the first week of April, second week of April, third week of April, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth. Each week, I have anywhere between 5 and 20 stocks to look at. Now, that's just one list that I have. Makes sense. Thanks, Ethan. How close are you to 1% this week? That's a good question. $15th, there we go. All right, well, let's add it up. You ready? Clear that out of there. Macy's, we got 37 contracts at 59. That's 59 bucks multiplied by 37 contracts. One trade, 2%, right there. Okay, this account here has $100,000 in it. So $100,000, 2% is 2,000 bucks. One trade right there, Macy's, 2,100. Okay, we'll add that there. Clear that out of the way. Bitto, 61 bucks. Add that. All right. AEO, 4 bucks multiplied by 20 equals that. Plus there. Get out of that one. Lowe's, 57 twice is 114. Plus that. Get out of there. JD, 15 bucks multiplied by 18 contracts. I add that. Last but not least, 35 times 4 is 120, 140. 140 plus that, remember recall, 2848. We divide that by 100,000. 2.8% for the week in this particular account. Oh, let's look at the other one. Okay, account statement, 3 days back. That's going to be a little bit more complicated. Oops. Here we go. Macy's, 1418. Clear that out of there. Clear that. Can you give an example on how you trade Macy's? It doesn't move too much. Yeah, Apple. We're going to take a look at that in a second. Somebody wanted to know what actual return was for the week. So it's 2.8 in one account. I'm going to check on this account right here. $44 multiplied by 18. That's 18 contracts. 792. Clear that. Able Mall. 176 twice, 176 multiplied by 2 equals, add that, 38 times 20 contracts, 760 plus memory. Paramount, I bought all that. All right, we're going to skip that one. JD, 9 times 17, 17 multiplied by 9 equals 153 plus that. And NYC, B5 multiplied by 50 plus that. All right, so memory recall is 2307. We divide that by 117 because that's what's in that account. 1.97. So almost 2% in one account, 2.8 in the other account. Okay, I hope that satisfies your curiosity. The other accounts I'm not going to show you because they have different strategies and they're kind of confusing. Let's go back to this one. All right, this is one that has all of the fun lists in it. So I hope that answers your question. Can I give you an example of Macy's? I love Macy's. Macy's is my favorite. Well, actually, Macy's is my favorite for this year. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Macy's. You ready? Here we go. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, this screen right here, the screen behind me, this is live broadcast on YouTube. So if you can't see it well on your phone, your iPad, your watch, or whatever, you can go to the 10-Minute Trader, which is my website. All right, 10minutetrader.com. Slide on down. Here's where we do our live trading. For those of you who might be interested in joining our live trading group every morning. Now, right here. Come to this right here. You'll see all these little dots. Those are my social media sites: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, podcast, LinkedIn, Patreon, TikTok. Books by James. Yes, James is on book number 14. Live on YouTube. See it? Live on YouTube. Click on that, and you will see this screen there. Okay? This screen, live on YouTube. Makes it easier for you guys to see the numbers. So let's take a look at the numbers for Macy's this year. Okay, when I see a chart, I want to look at 4 things. Okay, and it takes less than 2 seconds to see these 4 things. Are you ready? It doesn't take long. The high, the low, where was it a year ago? Where is it today? Okay, let's do that again. The high, the low, where was it a year ago? Where is it today? This is the 1-year chart. Really quick. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Apple, James, what is the cost to join the group? It's $100 a month. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9:15 to 10:15. Friday from 3:15 to 4. Because we want to jump in. The most important days are Mondays and Fridays. Okay. Monday we do all our trading. Friday, before the market closes, we want to check each individual trade to see which direction it's going, to make sure that we're back into cash come Monday. because we want to get in on Monday, get out on Friday. Is Friday the expiration on Macy's? Well, for me it is, because I have Macy's and I think 3 different accounts or 4 different accounts. I'd have to check. But I'm pretty sure I have Macy's in 4 different accounts. That being said, let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, that's the 1-year chart. Let's quickly go through it. A year ago today, we opened up at 1785. The bottom of the year was October 12th, 1059. We finished up the year right around 20 bucks. Now, last 90 days. Okay, again, 90-day chart. High, low. Where was it Where was it 90 days ago? Where is it today? High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Okay. 90 days ago, we opened up at 1790. We got a double bottom on the 19th of January and again on the 29th of February, right around 1711. The high for the 90-day period. LA, how's it going? Energy transfer. We look at energy transfer every night, and every night it comes to a no. If you want me to look at energy transfer, I will, but it's usually a no. Let's finish up with Macy's. The high for Macy's was on the 19th. Okay, that was what, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago? And that was 22.10. Now, the last 30 days, right there, 30 days ago, we opened up at 21.25. See, 30-day chart, high, low. Where was it? Where is it? Okay, doesn't take more than 2 seconds. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Hey, Doc. Doc's back. Everyone say hi to Doc Botox. Yeah, you guys go vacation down in Florida. You need a little tuck or a lift? Yeah, go see Doc. Anyway, 30 days ago, we opened up at 21.25. A day later, we had the high at 22.10. What's the rationale behind having multiple accounts? Well, the rationale behind having multiple accounts is, one, I want to stay true to the trading strategy. Okay, I don't want to deviate from the strategy itself. Okay, so I want to show people that you can, in less than 10 minutes a day, make at least 1% per week. That's 50% per year on average. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I have a bunch of crap rattling around in my head. Okay, now, this one strategy, simple, easy. I taught it to my 9-year-old. That's where it all came from. The 10-minute trader is actually my 9-year-old daughter back in 08, 7, 08, somewhere back then. Okay. However, I have a lot of different strategies that get anywhere between 100 to 300% per year. That I don't give away for free. Terribly sorry. Then I also have one paper trading account, which allows me to check, different trading strategies, see how well it works before I actually throw real money into it. Okay, so like I said, 5 accounts. I share 2 of them with you guys. Okay, now the 2 that I share with you average over 50% per year. If that's not enough for you, then you're in the wrong place. Okay, we just dropped below 100 again. You guys got to like, share, comment, all that kind of crap. I like to keep it over 100 people. That makes it feel like I'm doing something constructive or productive or one of those acquisitive thingies. All right, so that's the reason why I have multiple accounts. So let's finish up with Macy's. Any chart I look at, I always want to see the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Then I want to look at the pattern. The pattern, the 30-day high, she drops down, bounces up. Down again, 30-day bottom, bounces back up. Down again, now we're going back to the upside. I like to see 2 days to the upside before I jump back in. Okay, so that being said, 30 days ago, we were at 21.25. 29 days ago was the 30-day high. Okay, you got a 30-day high, you're going to have a 30-day low, no matter how you look at it. Okay, you're looking at a 1-year chart, you're going to have a 1-year high, you're going to have a 1-year low. 90-day chart, you're going to have a 1-year high, a high of a 90-day period, and you have a low of a 90-day period. No matter what time frame you're looking at. If you're looking at 5 years, you're looking at 10 years, you're looking at 2 weeks, you're looking at 1 month, whatever you're looking at, you're going to have a high, you're going to have a low. Okay, where the stock was and where the stock is. Those are the 4 numbers I look at on every chart. Okay, so the 30-day high was 22.10. Okay, and that was on the 19th of March. All right. Now, goes down 5 days, it jumps up 2. Down 4 days, it jumps up 5. Okay, we're down 3 days. Okay. Our 30-day bottom was 2 weeks ago on the 4th, and that was 1829. Okay, so 4 days, 5 days to the upside. Okay, the closest high we have now is 2046, which is right here. Okay, a little bit of pullback right there, and then you have these 2 days right here. Yesterday and today, both green days. Perfect opportunity, in my humble opinion, to jump into Macy's. Now, the option for Macy's this week is still paying over 1%, which is awesome. But before we go into that, let's take a look at the 4th chart. I like 4 charts. Okay, and that's going to be the seasonality. How does seasonality go? Well, this blue line represents this year. This is what the movement was this year. The red line represents 10 years of data. January 1st, December 31st. Okay, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. Hey, Macarena. Okay, anyway, besides the point. All right, so that being said, I want to take a look at this time frame here. Okay, because this is where we are. We're in the middle of April, which is right here. So I bring it up here. I want to see how it's been reacting over the last couple, over the next couple of weeks during the April, mid of April. Okay, so right here, where my crosshairs is today. Friday, which would be right the 19th, which is right there, basically is going to go sideways. Okay, another 7 days is going to take us to the 26th, which is right there. Basically still sideways. But look what happens 3 weeks out. 3 weeks out, she starts going down. Look at the red line. Okay, you can get a third grader to say, hey, that's going down. Yeah, because in 3 weeks, she starts to go down. So I want to be out of my Macy's within 2 weeks. Okay, fine. What are the numbers for this week? Okay, at this moment in time, okay, let's take a look at the actual numbers. Okay, the last traded price was 1901. Okay, 1901 was the last traded price. The bid, 1895. The ask, 1905. So if I'm going to buy it tomorrow morning, I'm paying 1905 first thing in the morning. That's the price. I have nothing to do with any of these numbers. These numbers you can pull up of your own trading platform. Now, this trading platform is Thinkorswim by Charles Schwab. Okay, so Charles Schwab owns this information, and I'm just reading it. Okay, so the last trade, 1901. I can buy it tomorrow morning, 1905. Now, what is the closest strike price? Call option, because I'm going to sell a call option. That would be the 19. And look what it's going for, 25 cents a share. Now, I know 25 cents a share doesn't sound like a lot of money, but here's the thing. Okay, bring up my calculator. Clear that, and I want to clear that. And then I want to take the 25 cents a share. All right, now, if I buy it at 1905 and I sell it at 19, I'm losing 5 cents right off the top. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to subtract that 5 cents off of that 25-cent profit. Now I'm down to 20 cents per share profit. Okay, if I buy it at 19, right, I want to divide the profit by what it cost me, 19 bucks. That's 1.05%. That's still over 1% for 2 days, Thursday and Friday, because it expired. This option here, okay, you read it right there, 19 April 24. That's this Friday. And if I don't want to do the 1%, I can go next week, 26 April 24. That's next Friday, right? And that 19 is going for 59 cents. Okay, so let's take the 59 cents. Okay, 59 cents. And I'm still got to subtract that 5 cents because I'm not going to include it because I'm going to lose it right off the top. That's 54. And then divide that by the purchase price of $19. That comes at 2.8%. Okay? That's 2.8%, and that expires not this Friday, but next Friday. So the question is, by looking at the chart right at this moment in time, okay, you got a 30-day high here, and that's 22.10. That's a 30-day high. Your 30-day bottom is here. Okay, and that was 1830, I think it was. Okay, she goes up, she pulls back. We're at 1909, 1901 right now. And the 30-day high is all the way up there. Okay? So, where do you think it's going to go next? So, here's the question. Macy's, people are making fake accounts pretending to be you. Well, you're absolutely true. They are. There's actually, take a quick little break, pause for the cause. 22. There are 22 fake accounts, people pretending to be me. So when I tell people, if you really want to work with me, do business with me, send me your phone number. I will personally, seriously, I will personally give you a call. We'll have a chat. See if this is right for you. Okay? You may be shocked that I actually call people, but I do. Hey, Anatark signed in again. Hey, over there. Oh, Instagram. There we go. Instagram. Well, this time. PFE. That's Pfizer. We'll take a look at that one. PFE. Now, I look at Pfizer almost every night. Because for certain stocks, you'll see I look at it over and over and over again. Because you people in the audience want to take a look at certain stocks over and over and over again. Now, Pfizer is a good company. I'll look at that one again because the numbers look right. I remember when they were only 8. Well, alrighty then. I don't remember that far back because I don't, remember stuff past. I try to live forward. Anyway, so as I was saying, if you like Macy's, so here's the questions you need to ask yourself. Do I like Macy's? Do I believe in the company? Do I want to buy it and just hold on to it and collect the dividends? If that's yes, okay, well, why not buy it, sell somebody the right, pay for it, same amount you paid for it, and collect 1% per week? Okay? All right, so that's Macy's. I like Macy's, and I've had Macy's on a bunch of weeks. Okay, now for those of you guys who need to find some kind of verification, here we go, back to my website, The 10-Minute Trader. Okay, these are all the trades that I have made this year. Okay, we are actually in week number 16 of the year. Okay, there's 52 weeks in the year, 13 weeks each and every quarter. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, so on, so on, so on, all the way up to week number 15. There you go. Okay, here's the stats right there. Okay, count number 1, count number 2. Those are the 2 I share with you guys. So you're selling covered calls, basically. Yes, I do. All right, Matt, do you worry about implied volatility? It's almost at 52% for Macy's 19 call. All right, Matt, let me answer this question for you. Okay, it's a valid question. Some people look at that kind of stuff. I particularly don't. Okay, now, I created this trading strategy for my 9-year-old daughter. Okay, I created this trading strategy for my 9-year-old daughter. 9 years old. Okay, she wanted to see what I was doing. 9 years old. Okay, it had to be simple because she was 9. It had to be safe. No way she could lose. It had to be predictable. It had to be consistent, and no way she could lose. That's the 5 criteria. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. That's it. So that 5 criteria, I had to come up with 5 rules. And here are the 5 rules. Very simple. Never buy something you do not want to hold for the long term, because you just might have to. The longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Again, the longest I've ever held on to anything was 9 months. Make sure it has 20 years or more of increased dividends. There are a few exceptions once in a while, like companies that are on Warren Buffett's list. Those ones I give a little bit of leeway. Number 4, weekly options. Why? I want weekly cash flow. I don't want monthly cash flow. I don't want quarterly cash flow. I want weekly cash flow. And number 5, make sure the numbers work. What do I mean by the numbers? Well, you just seen me go through the example. What am I buying it for? If I sell someone the right to buy it from me at the exact same price I paid for it, am I collecting 1% or more? Well, in this example here with Macy's, okay, you get your 30-day high, you get your 30-day low. She bumps up 5 days, pulls back 3, then we're back up 2. I like 2 days to the upside. Once the bottom is found, okay, once the bottom is found, I like 2 days before I jump in. Okay, I jumped into Macy's, not here on Friday, because the 30-day bottom was here on Wednesday. I mean, Thursday, sorry. 30-day bottom was Thursday here. Okay, very next day was Friday, it was a green day. Okay, that's not indication for me to jump in. Monday, the following Monday, green day. 2 days to the upside, I jumped in. So I bought it back here. Okay, Thursday and Friday were down days, so I couldn't get out last week. So I brought it into this week. All right, now, it's one of my favorite stocks. You'll see as you follow, if you've been following me for a while, there's certain stocks I buy over and over and over again. Macy's has been in business for over 100 years. 100 years. Okay, they must be doing something right. Okay, they've been in business over 100 years. They're a dividend king, which means they've increased their dividends for 50 years or more. Every year, more and more money. Why is that important? Well, if the stock goes down and I can't get a decent premium, at least I am getting higher and higher dividends. Okay, so every year I get higher and higher dividends, even if I don't sell off. What is the main difference between your strategy and more mainstream strategy besides simpler? Papa Jeff, nice to see you. Now, Papa Jeff, my strategy is pretty simple. You know, you buy decent dividend stock, you sell a call option against it, you collect that premium, and hopefully you're out by the end of the week. Simple, predictable, consistent, 1%. Okay, simple, predictable, consistent, 1%. That's the main strategy. Okay, and if you can do that every week, that's over 50% per year. Okay, we're under 100 again, guys. Come on, get a like, share, comment, subscribe, all that kind of nice neat stuff. Keep that number up there, because if I drop below 60, if I get close to 60, I'm done. You know, because personally, I'd like to have at least 100 people here. All right, I personally think it's valuable information, but that's just me. What do I know? All right, Microsoft. So let's jump in and take a look at Microsoft. What are your thoughts on futures? I love futures, but not in this trading strategy and not in this trading group. Okay, this is specifically one strategy and one strategy only. Buy a decent dividend stock, sell a covered call against it, collect a safe, secure, predictable 1% weekly. Okay, but Apple, I do. Okay, Apple user, blah, blah, blah. I do like futures. All right. Next on the list. Hey, Landscape Exec, you're back again. I must be doing something right. You keep coming back. Okay, I'm still waiting for you to join the morning group, though. Okay, you've seen the numbers. You've been here a couple of weeks. You've seen the numbers. Safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. What are you waiting for? It's really not that difficult. Microsoft, MSFE. We all know who Microsoft is. Now, personally, I don't like Microsoft. It's at 411. A little out of my price range. I'll check it out. Tell them I sent you. I personally scalp NQ, and I'm funded from Top Step. I have no idea what Top Step is. Okay, you want to enlighten us to let us know what Top Step is? I'll take a look at it and give my opinion. But NQ, I'll take a look at NQ. Always looking at opportunities. Prop firm. I have no idea what prop firm is. SIG. Okay, LA, we got SIG on this list. We looked at SIG this morning, LA. Okay, you were there this morning when we looked at this morning. We'll look at it again because it is on the list for us to keep our eye on throughout the week. GL. GL is Globe Life. That is a monthly. I don't do monthlies. I know SPY expensive for covered calls, but if you had the money, would you do it? No, because SPY doesn't pay dividends. Okay, now the reason why I like dividend stocks, because if and when, it's always a when, because stocks only do two things. Okay, I love this little spiel I got here. Stocks only do two things. They do not come to your house and wash your dishes. They do not fold your laundry. They do not leave little chocolates on your pillows after they make your bed. No, they go up, they go down. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. How you react to that kind of information will dictate whether you make money or not. Buy on Monday, sell calls on Friday, get paid 2 weeks out. Why not hold until dividends paid? Well, why not hold till dividends paid? Because historically speaking, stocks go down in the week of the dividend. After they pay out the dividend, the stock goes down. Why would I want to buy something if I knew the stock was going to go down? The stock goes up 2 weeks before the dividend. That's why I want to get in. See, stocks only move for two reasons. They only move two different ways. They go up and they go down. That's it. But they only move for two reasons. A known reason and an unknown reason. Market has bottomed. Well, that could be arguable. Opinion. Morning group won't help until you are ahead of the learning curve. Agreed? Not necessarily so. Okay? So, Papa Jeff, here's a question. Let's go back to Macy's for a second. Okay. So, if you're looking at Macy's, if I'm trading Macy's, right, and I'm saying, oh, I like Macy's, let me buy some Macy's. So I go here, and I like Macy's at 19. I do this here, okay, get this out of the way, and I want to buy 10 contracts, all right? Market is reacting more to QT by Fed. Probably PFE is going down, earnings next week. Okay, Brightview Holdings. Okay, Brightview Holdings, you actually have to give me the ticker symbol. Okay. Now, Jacine, player one. Okay, GL is a monthly. I don't do monthlies because they just don't pay. The Gamesmith, 29, and I'm looking to retire by 60. Best 3 dividends to buy over that time. The Gamesmith. Okay. If you're 29, just being 29, you have, what is that, 31 years? 31 years. You got to ask yourself a few questions. Okay, the Gamesmith. Question number 1. How much money do you need to retire? Okay, that is going to dictate how long and how much money you have to invest on a yearly or weekly or monthly basis in order for you to reach that goal. And how do you want to invest? Do you want to invest in this strategy for weekly cash flow using a simple strategy? Or do you want to buy something, hold on to it, and hopefully it escalates? Because there's a lot going on in that question. How is NEP for next week? Had 2 updates. All right, Al, we'll put NEP down. We'll take a look at that one. I'm still answering the question for that dude who wants to retire by the time he's 60. What's his name? The Game Man. Okay, so I look at 150 different stocks. Okay, reason why I have 150 different stocks, because they're not all going to do what you want them to do when you want them to do it. That's why I continually rotate. Okay, I'll buy Macy's this week. Maybe next week I'll get Nordstrom's. Maybe week after that will be Bank of America. Maybe week after that will be Procter & Gamble. Maybe week after that will be Bank of America. I already say Bank of America, General Motors or Ford. 150 different ones. Every week I look at 5 to 20 different companies to invest in. Now, very rarely will I buy 5 companies in a week. I only have 5 or 6 positions on a weekly basis. Last week was an anomaly. Never happened before. All my years of trading, Never has every single position got called out in the week. Now it's 100% back into cash. Never happened before. Also, never happened again what happened last week. Okay, so last week, nothing got sold. 5 different accounts, nothing got sold because everything went down on Friday. Okay, never happened before. That's like 2 weeks ago. Never happened before everything got sold. 2 weeks ago, everything got sold. Last week, everything didn't get sold. Okay, it is what it is until it isn't. Okay, so back to answering your question. There's only a few questions you really got to ask yourself. How much do I need? Where am I right now? What am I willing to do to get there? You can add more questions in there if you want, but you have to know how much you need, not how much you want. There's only 3 necessities in life, and don't let anyone fool you. Food, shelter, clothing. The only necessities in life. Everything else is a luxury. Car, phone, internet, girlfriend, boyfriend, designer shoes, going to the clubs, all that crap. Food, shelter, clothing, the only necessities. If you can live in a tent or live under a rock, hey, you're great. If you live in a van, great. Okay? Shelter. Okay? Food. Depends on what you want to eat. Beans and rice, you can get there a lot quicker. Caviar, steak, chicken tartare, pheasant under glass. It depends on how you want to live your life and by what means. I mean, you have a lot of people cringing. What do you mean food, shelter, clothing, those are necessities? It is. Don't kid yourself. Food, shelter, clothing. The only necessities in life. Everything else is a luxury. So, you're 29. Figure out what you need. Okay, how much do you need in order to live comfortably? Comfort level is different for everybody. Okay, I don't need to live on Park Avenue. I don't need to live on the beach. I don't need to live in a mountaintop on a ski resort. I don't. I live a very simple life. I'm very comfortable. Okay, shelter. What kind of house do you need to live in? What kind of food do you need to have? What kind of clothing do you need to have? Food, shelter, clothing, only necessities. Okay, figure out how much do you need in order to retire comfortably. Okay, then figure out where are you right now? What do you have available to you right now? Step number 2. Step number 3, what are you willing to do to get to that goal of how much you need? Okay, are you willing to work 2 or 3 jobs? Okay, are you willing to, buy all your clothes at the secondhand store or yard sales? Okay, are you willing to eat beans and rice? Are you willing to live in a cardboard box under a truck, or in a car, under a bridge? There's a lot of different things you can ask. But you're 29 is what it is. All right, NEP, we're going to take a look at that in a little bit. BV, what the heck is BV? All right, landscape, you want to look at BV? It's on the list. Okay, LA Soundwave would love to. Is there a link somewhere? All right. How important is earnings per share when you buy? Sage, not important at all. Reason being it's not important at all. I really don't care about the earnings per share. Honestly, really don't. My main concerns, 20 years of increased dividends. Okay, so if you have 20 years of increased dividends, then you're more or less at least 25 years old. Okay, at least 25 years old to have 20 years of increased dividends. At that point, you're doing something right. Most companies don't make it to 20 years. Okay, and to get to 20 years and share profits and increase them year after year after year, you got to be doing something right. That's number 1. Number 2, weekly options. Why? Well, if you're a good solid company and you share and you have increasing dividends, I want to be able to buy and sell that and get weekly income. The only way I can do that is to have something to sell on a weekly basis. That is a weekly option. That's the 2 main criteria right there. See, if you have just those 2 criteria, 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. That cuts that list. Just for the fun of it, for those of you that are new here, let's go to this website right here. Give it a second. It's going to open up. Okay. This is called finviz.com. It will tell you a lot of stuff about all the stocks. I want to go to the screener to help me choose what stocks I want to look at. Okay, now, this little number over here in the corner tells me exactly how many stocks are available in the stock market to choose from. 9,502. 9,502 as of today, as of this moment. Now, tomorrow, the next day, that number will change because it changes every single day. Companies go in, companies go out, whatever. Okay, so I only want to invest in companies that share their profits because there's two different types of companies. Okay, companies that share their profits through what is called a dividend, that's sharing the profits with the shareholders. You and I, when we buy and sell stocks, we become the shareholders. Second company are those that just take the earnings, their profits, and invest them back into the company for escalated growth. Okay, so you have to ask yourself a question. Am I investing for growth or am I investing for income? I'm 60. At this point in my life, I want to invest for income. I want to get a safe, predictable income. Right? Safe, predictable, consistent income. 1% per week. That's what I want. Right? 1% per week. So I have to go companies that have dividends. So I'm going to click on that little button. Okay, now that brings it down to 3,335. So only 3,335 companies have dividends with a 2% yield or more. I can go for a higher yield. Okay, I can go for, let's say, a 5% yield. Okay, that brings it down to 1,277. That's still a lot of companies to look at. So let's go over to this side. Remember, I said I wanted options. So I click on this little button right here, and then I want to make sure that it has options. Options. Okay, now look at this. 696 different companies. So there's 696 different companies that have increased their dividends. Oh, wait a minute, have 5% yield or higher. Okay, 5% yield or higher, and have options. It doesn't tell me how many years. This year doesn't tell me how many years of increased dividends they had. Just that they have a certain type of yield and options available. So that being said, out of those 9,500 different companies, I only look at 200. Okay, I really don't care about the earnings per share. I only care that they have increased their dividends for 20 years or more. Because if I can't hit my 1% target with the premium from selling a covered call, at least I can get higher and higher dividends while I'm waiting for it to hit my exit target. Because I don't want to keep my money tied up into a company that's not giving me a consistent weekly cash flow. No matter how big or how small, I'll start off at 1%, but I will never sell at a loss because it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, I'll buy it and I'll hold on to it until it hits my target. But I don't care about earnings per share. Sorry about that, Sage. Next question. I'm a lobster type of guy. Awesome. I remember when I was 18, me and my buddy went out. We lived just south of Boston. We took a boat. We went out and we got 33 lobsters. We went snorkeling. Okay, we're right up here in the Boston area. We went snorkeling right off the beach. Had a small 16-foot skiff. I think they called it a John boat. Okay, we went snorkeling, not scuba diving. Hold our breath. We go down, grab a couple of lobsters, come back up. Go down, grab. Okay, we went through, I think, 3 pounds of butter, and I ate lobster until I don't like lobster anymore. And it was fresh lobster because we got it in the morning. By the evening, the first 2 or 3 lobsters you get every morsel out of it. But after about number 5 and number 6, tails and claws. Throw the rest out. We got 33. We went through 3 pounds of butter. It's like, ugh, I'll take a good hot dog over a lobster any day. Sorry, dude. BV is the ticker. All right, we'll take a look at that one in a little bit. Okay. How are you doing, brother? Oh, who said that one? Tyrese, you're back. Now, I remember Tyrese. Okay, certain names just stick out. I'm very good with names. Okay, you sign in more than once or twice, I will recognize you. Beamer. I did that with king salmon. Yeah, you eat so much of it, it's like, I'll take it or leave it. See, I don't like salmon unless it is smoked. Smoked a certain way. Oh, I like it smoked. But there's only so much you can eat. Then after that, it's like, take it or leave it. Are you my MTG fan? Well, we'll take a look at MTG. Okay. MTG. All right, the Qs. Now, Qs is an ETF. All right, I don't do ETFs in this strategy. I am testing another strategy using ETFs. Okay, it's looking promising, but I want to do a little bit more research on it. Okay. Oh, so we were on Microsoft, weren't we? MSFT. Now, I decided no to Microsoft for 2 reasons. Number one, look at the low here. Let's zoom into that low. Okay, from the end of September to look at the run-up. That's huge. Okay, you get all this down here for profit taking. Okay, so yeah, not with money. Remember what old man Potter said in It's a Wonderful Life? Not with my money. Yeah, okay, yeah, not with my money. No, I don't do stocks over $300. I don't. Sorry, but the numbers are there because we looked at it the other day. Okay, Microsoft 411. Okay, 411. You look at the 410s. It's going for 420. That's for this week. That's still very close to 1% for this week, which is not many left to this week. Do you sell puts for entry or just buy the covered call? I just do the covered call because remember, this trading strategy was created for a 9-year-old little girl. My daughter was 9 back in 08. It had to be simple. Once you throw puts into the mix, it's no longer simple. Okay. Oh, do I want to do a cash secured put? Okay, yes. After that's cash secured put, all right, then you get the covered call. Then you get the covered call. Then you get no, it was just too many steps. Okay. It was simple. If it's a good, decent company, buy the company. Cash secured put, you're still putting up cash. You're still taking a big fat chunk of your cash, putting it up, and then you get a return on it. What's the difference between putting cash up and collecting the put premium or putting cash up and getting the call premium? What's the difference? The only difference I see is one is a positive action and one is a negative action. Okay, call me weird. My father tells me I live in a fantasy world. Well, everything's got to be positive. Everything's going to have a happy ending. Yeah, you ever heard the terminology garbage in, garbage out? If I put crap in my head all day, I'm going to get crap out. But I put all positive, good stuff, I'm going to get positive. My life is wonderful. It's lovely, because the market is overbought. Yeah, I get that point. However, the strategy is, even with a cash secured put, okay, you're still putting it up against a stock that you like. Why would you put a cash secured put up against a stock you don't like? It's the same thing. You're putting up cash up against a stock that you like, hoping it doesn't do anything and you capture that premium. Okay, fine. Okay, you don't get the dividend with a cash secured put. You don't, because you don't own the stock. Okay, this strategy, you're putting cash up against a stock that you like, and if it doesn't work out in your favor, you're still getting the premium. If it doesn't work out in your favor, you still get the premium and the dividend. And if it's a company that increases its dividend consistently, why not? Hey, Randall Ray, back again. How you doing, Randall? That being said, let's move on to the next one. SYK. I never heard of it. SYK. Striker. 336. That's going to be a no. because I don't like $300 stock. 337, you're looking at the 340. That's 40 cents. Wow. 870. And it's a monthly. That's going to be a no. Sorry, a monthly Striker, no. I like the premium, though, but it's for 4 weeks. Airlines did well today, especially UAL, United Airlines. We'll take a look at that one. UAL. So that is no for Striker. LMT, Lockheed Martin. Hey, Victoriano. Victoriano. That's a lovely name. What did I say, Walla? LMT, Lockheed Martin. Now, just in case you guys are wondering, Lockheed Martin is on my list. 456, the 457s, $2, $8 next week. Well, now, just to let you know, this is a little bit out of my price range. I don't do stocks over $300. OBDC and OWL. OWL is a no, because I've looked at that one already, and I believe it's a monthly. OBDC, that's probably a monthly also. OBDC. OWL. Okay, so OCIRC. Interesting name, OCIRC. Do me a favor. Make sure it has weekly options and both quarterly. Yeah, I get that part, but what kind of options do they have on them? Hey, Jester, AMD and CMR. AMD is a monthly, and CRM. All right, we'll get to it. Just sit tight. Okay, so we're looking at Lockheed Martin. A little out of my price range, okay? But for those of you who like Lockheed Martin at 456, can you buy fractional shares with options, or you have to buy a whole stock for options? Yeah, Stoner DG, Stoner OG, you have to have 100 shares of stock in order to have one contract. So 200 shares for 2 contracts, 300 shares for 3 contracts. Stable stocks like GL dropped 50%, so how would you recover if it was a weekly? Well, number one, GL is a monthly, and I wouldn't do a monthly because they just don't pay. Hey, did you get my message? Acula, I'm going to say no, because I respond to my messages. I check my messages 4 or 5 times a day. I mean, this is all I do, okay, because we're up here in the Boston area waiting for a few more medical tests to be performed on the young lady before we head down south and work on our boat to float around the Caribbean. But I got nothing else to do. You send it around 8:30. No, I haven't checked my email since 8:30. Sorry. But if it's there, I'll take a look at it afterwards. How much money can I make? Oh, usually 5 contracts a trade. Well, it really depends on the stock price and the option price. I found 2 for you. Well, let's hear them. Very rarely do you would someone find something that I haven't looked at. So I've been doing this for years, okay? But since January, Hassan, how are you, Hassan? Since January, since I started this live, I only started doing this live in January, okay? Since January, 2.5 to 3 hours a night, every single. I think I missed 2 nights. That was it. I was sick one night, and we had to go to the hospital the other night. Okay, so I only missed 2 out of the last 100 some odd days. So, out of all that time, only 2. Okay, this is just this week. All the stocks you guys have given me to look at this week. All right, that's just this week. Okay, now 16 weeks I've been doing this. I found your counterfeits. Yeah, I'm sure you did. There's 22 of them out there. 22 people pretending to be me. All right, so let's get back to Lockheed Martin. Are you going to be doing this on the boat? Yes, I am. I'm going to be a nice big 50 or 60 footer, just cruise around the Caribbean, do nothing, and hang out with you guys at night and the trading group in the morning. That's it. I'll go snorkeling, I'll go scuba diving, just Will it get tougher to pick 1% gains after the market pulls back? Absolutely not. Okay, Randall, you got to remember the stock market's been around for over 400 years. The first dividend stock was sold in 1602. Okay, they first introduced options back in I think it was in 73. Okay, it's been around for a while. It ain't going anywhere. It's only getting better and better. I loved it when they had cross margining where you could buy single stock futures and sell calls up against them. That was freaking insane. But it wasn't enough. Victoriano, I like that name. What is your TikTok name? Dividend Stock Talk. Okay? So if you have any questions on who I am, I always tell you, send me your phone number. I will call you. And you're hearing me now. You're seeing my lips move and you're hearing my voice. When I call you on the phone and I sound just like this, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, you'll know exactly who it is. Is the trading group a fee-based group or what? Unfortunately, Beamer it is. Hey, fascinating football videos. Okay, because I am looking for just a few people that want to get together and make, a safe, predictable, consistent income on a weekly basis. I would think you would have a tougher time striking as prices drop. Not necessarily so. Okay, because everything is conditional. All right, there's certain stocks every week I make, over 1%. Okay, and I just rotate them. Okay, when they're getting ready to pay their dividend, that's when the stocks move up. When the stocks move up, so don't the options and so don't the premiums. Okay? All right, so Lockheed Martin, we're looking at that one. What happens to your week 15 positions? Did they get assigned? Not a single one. All my positions from week 15, I had to bring them into week 16. Now, week 16, which is this week, we found a bunch of really good trades, but I couldn't take advantage of any of them because my money's all tied up. But I did make my 1% last week, and I did make my 1% this week. Okay, if you were here earlier, we actually went through all those to see exactly what I did make this week. I signed up to learn the strategy. It's been working for me. Yep, works for LA Sound. He's been here. Ooh, LA, you've been here for a couple. Ooh. Are you on your second month now? Hi, very new to stocks. What are contracts? A contract is a legal document stating that you said you're going to do something and you got to do it. That's what a contract is. Okay? But a contract, when it comes to stock, if you buy 100 shares, let's say Lockheed Martin, that's what we're looking at, LMT. If you buy 100 shares and you sign a contract to have, let's say, Beamer buy it from you for a certain price by a certain date, that's the contract. For that, they are going to give you what is called a premium. Now, in this case here, if I was going to buy it at 457, okay, 100 shares at 457, I can sell some of the rights at 457 for $8.20 a share. What is $8.20 a share? If you are serious about investing, this is the safest investment strategy. Well, I think, as far as I know, let's take a look at the numbers here for Lockheed Martin. Now, right now, the price is $457. So if I buy it at $457, let's see what it looks like. Okay, the $457 strike price is going for $8.20 a share. So $8.20 a share. And I went, $8.20 a share. And the purchase price is $457. $457. That comes to 1.79% for the week. 1.79. But you got to like Lockheed Martin. Now, if I enter a contract to sell to someone at one point at 457, that's a contract. Okay, they have the right, not the obligation, to buy it if they want to. Another way to look at the contract is they are also considered as debentures. Yeah, that's another way of saying it. Or you can look at it this way. Let's say you have an old car sitting in your yard. You put it up for sale for say $1,000. Say Steve comes by and say, hey, I like that car. You want $1,000 for it? Great. Here's $100. I'll be back on Friday to pick it up. If he comes back on Friday, he pays you the $1,000. It's a non-refundable deposit. Think of it that way, a non-refundable deposit. Pick it up between now and Friday, and on Friday give you $1,000. If he doesn't show up on Friday to pick it up for $1,000, you get to sell it to someone else, and then take another non-refundable deposit. Same thing, covered call. If I buy it at $457, see the numbers? If I buy it at $457, I take a non-refundable deposit for someone to buy it for me at $457.50, right there, called a call option or a covered call. Okay, that's the contract. Okay, you fulfill your end of the contract. Somebody pays you $8.20 a share. All right, $8.20 a share for the right to buy it from you anytime between when I sell it and when it expires. Okay, hopefully that answered your question. All right, that's Lockheed Martin. A little too rich for my blood. I don't do stocks over 250. So we're going to cross that one off. Paramount. Now, somebody asked me a question interesting last night about Paramount. They said, James, Paramount does not have 20 years of increased dividends. How do I sign in with your program? Hassan, so glad you asked. Right up here, see up here in the corner where it says Dividend Stock Talk, a little picture of my face right there. It says, pop me in the face right there. Hit that. That'll bring you to my bio. Bio will go to the10minutetrader.com, which is my website right here. Okay. Investing dividend stocks up to 50% annual return, simple, safe, consistent, predictable. If you're looking to strike it rich overnight, this ain't it, because it's not. It's safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Slide down a little bit. Right there, live trading online. See it right there, that little dot right there? You click on that, that'll take you to the Patreon. The Patreon is right there, Dividend Stock Talk. Okay, that's how you get that. What do you do when the price moves against you? Awesome question. I would like to sign up also. Well, there you have it. We are selling call. Can you explain who is buying? Papa Jeff, hold on a second. I'll answer a couple more questions. It's slow, but it's safe and consistent. You're right. And it's also 50% interest per year. Exactly. But you're giving up 10 to 15 minutes a day. So let me go back to some of these questions. All right. Hoof FSC. Hoofs. I have now. How do you pronounce that? Okay. What do you do when the price moves against you? I gotta take a deep breath for this one. Okay. Rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to hold long term. If I didn't introduce you to this strategy, you'd be mainly buying a stock and holding on to it. That's it. You buy a stock, you hold on to it. When it hits your target price, you get out. Why do I buy it 2 weeks before the EX date? Well, the EX date, also known as EX dividend date, which is, okay, these little green dots. This is when each company pays their dividend. See, week number 1, I got 1, 4, 6, 7. This is just one list. Now remember, I got like 8 lists. Where's my list? Hey, this is my list right here. See them all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 14 stock lists. Okay, each one's different. You got the dividend kings, the dividend aristocrats, the dividend champions, dividend contenders, calendar spreads, companies that are over 100 years old, companies that are being held by ETFs. Ooh, that's a good one. Weekly ETFs, Warren Buffett's list, and then weekly optional stock. I get all these lists to look at. Each one has a different set of stocks. So each one of these little dots, I will look at it and I will buy it 2 weeks before. Why? Why 2 weeks before? Well, 2 weeks before, the stock has a tendency to move up. Why not get it? Stocks only move for 2 reasons. Okay, one is an unknown reason. Okay, if they have a big lawsuit, if they just got a drug approved, if there's a chemical spill or something in the news negative, or maybe they had an oil spill with ExxonMobil and what do you call it? British Petroleum. Okay, BP had a leak in the Gulf of Mexico. The stock dropped down into the 50s. Okay, ExxonMobil. When Exxon Valdez crashed up in the was it Puget Sound, way up in that area, northwest of United States, that stock dropped also. But here's the thing: you cannot plan for those events to happen, like an earthquake destroying a factory. You can't plan for that, unless you're a conspiracy theorist and you know something we don't. But you can't plan for those events. But what you can plan for: earnings reports, dividends, stock splits, and events that happen on a continuous basis. What do I mean by that? Why does Weight Watcher stock go up in January? Why? We all know why. Why does Hershey stock, they make chocolate, why does that go up in the first weeks of February? Well, okay, why do oil stocks go up in March? Anyone know? Oil stocks go up in March because everybody turns their furnaces on to keep warm the same time of year. They may fill their tanks at a different time of year, but they all turn them on at the same time. Now, if you turn your furnace on in, let's say, early November, what's going to happen in March or April? You're going to be empty. You got to fill up. Everyone's filling up in March and April. So oils go up. Why do gas stocks go up in the beginning of summer? Kids are out of school. Parents take vacations. Normally June and July. That's the biggest vacation time. June, July, and August. That's why oil stocks go up. Those you can plan for. Okay? So in all my years, the only thing I found that has any type of predictability to it is dividends. Because I've seen earnings or positive earnings and stocks go down. I've seen earnings that are negative and stocks go up. They have no real rhyme or reason to them. They do whatever they do. But dividends, stocks usually always go up 2 weeks before the dividend. That's why I jump in 2 weeks before the dividend. Okay, get the run up, I get my little 1% and I'm out. We're selling the call. Can you explain who is the buyer? All right. Here's an interesting question for you when you ask me that question. Look at Paramount here for a second. The last trade was 1081. The bid, 1074. The ask, 1080. The difference is the bid is what I can sell my stocks for. The ask is what I can buy them for. So if I'm buying, I pay this price. If I'm selling, I'm getting that price. The bid and the ask. Now, think of your local 7-Eleven, Circle K, or whatever corner store down the street. You go into that store. As soon as you walk into the store, somebody owns that store. Okay? He buys milk. He buys it from whoever sells the milk. So he pays $3 a gallon. You want the milk, so you go in there and you buy it at $4 a gallon. The amount of money the store owner gets is what is called the spread. The bid and the ask is the spread. So the market maker, what he makes is the difference between the bid and the ask. And in this instance right here, that's a big spread. 6 cents. Now, 6 cents may not sound like a lot of money, but, you like that one? But, let's take that 6 cents, and we're going to multiply that by the volume. How many shares traded that day? 11,500,000. Okay, 11,543,058. Okay, so on this day, today, the spread between the bid and the ask, 11.5 million shares traded. 6 cent spread. That's $692,000 the market maker made. Now, some stocks have 1 market maker, some stocks have 5 market makers, some places have 10 market makers. But they split that $692,000 for the day. That's what the market maker makes. Who can you sell to? Who can you buy from? You can only sell to one person, and you can buy from one person. That's it. That's the market maker. He pays a shit ton of money to be there for you to buy and sell from. So who you're selling to? You're selling to the market maker. Who you buying it from? You're buying it from the market maker. Okay? If you have Charles Schwab, Thinkorswim, Justed Trade, Fidelity, E-Trade, whoever your broker is, it doesn't matter. They're just walking in the exact same door you are, and they're buying it from the market maker. So there is no who are you buying it from or who are you selling it to. There's only one person. That's the market maker. And he's making $692,000 a day from this one particular stock. All right, that was that question. Oh, I missed that one. Okay, fascinating football fan. It's slow, safe, and easy. Yep, I got that one. Am happy the day I met you, James. Well, alrighty, thank you. You're welcome. I hope it worked out. Now, fascinating football fan, you haven't joined the group yet, the morning group. You should think about it. I see a swing high on the chart behind him. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about, but alrighty. My new spam. Alrighty. That's what I normally do. Buy the stock, hold on, and sell covered calls. Not wrong with that at all. This best strategy, better plus, blah, blah. I get the dividends plus, could be better. Alrighty then. It was a prior swing high at the beginning of the chart. Oh, you right there? Yeah, it was high. Gap down, then it went sideways. You can tell you live in the Northeast, telling about the filling oil. See, is what it is. Came from your Lowe's video. All right, Ronnie, I'm making $5,000 a month and buying dividends. Okay, that's awesome. Beamer, damn. Okay, we got Papa Jeff. If you advertise milk at $6 a gallon and your price to buy goes to $7, you can't hold the milk. Well, here's the thing. The funny thing is, let's talk about what's in the news. All right, now over in California, they are asking for $20 a share. $20 an hour for minimum wage. Great, fine, dandy. But what they're missing, they are missing that business owners work on a 5 or 10% profit margin. Fine. So it costs more to hire people. Great. So what's going to happen? That cost is going to be absorbed by the buyers. Okay, so that $5 Happy Meal is now going to be a $20 Happy Meal. People still getting their $20 an hour, but now everything's going to double and triple. I don't know why that those people think, oh yeah, just increase the minimum wage. Yeah, sure, no problem. Not a problem. I owned a manufacturing company for years. I did. Okay, that was one of my businesses. I owned a manufacturing company. And labor costs were part of the end cost. Okay, so it costs what it costs to make. And then the profit is what the profit is. So if it costs more to make, the profit is still what the profit is. That price got absorbed by the end person. Okay, so if the store owner is paying $6 for a gallon of milk, he's going to sell it to you for $7. If he's paying $7 for a gallon of milk, he's going to charge you $8.25. Okay, it doesn't really matter what the bid and the ask is. Okay, a business owner has his profit margin in there. You go to sell at Walmart, great, you can sell whatever you want, but they dictate how much you're allowed to make. Okay, the average manufacturer makes anywhere between 5 and 10% return on the invested dollar. Okay, so if it costs this much, they're going to sell it for this much more to make their profit margin. Because people don't go into business to lose money. That's crazy. I never had anyone expel that to me before. Beamer, I lost that conversation because I don't really remember what we were talking about. Did we go over Dell yet? No, we did not do Dell yet. We'll put Dell on the list. Uh-oh, my pen stopped writing. Does that mean we called quit for the night because my pen don't write anymore? I got another one. All right. Dell is written down. Best practices to buy and hold long term. Hey, I never tell people to change their strategy. If you want to buy and hold long term, more power to you. Okay? My theory is to go in to buying a stock as if I was going to hold it long term. But if it hits my exit target, it hits my exit target. Okay? And if I buy in the morning, right, and I want a 1% profit, and I hit that profit by the end of the day, well, I'm out by the end of the day. If I have a 1% profit on a weekly basis, and it takes me a couple of weeks to hit my exit target, well, then so be it. Okay, the longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. Hassan purchased an auto renewable subscription. Okay. All right. Now, Hassan, I don't know which one you're subscribing to. Are you subscribing to TikTok? Or are you subscribing to the morning conversation? Because the morning conversation, the morning trading group is here on well, it's actually here on Patreon, Dividend Stock Talk. The Patreon Dividend Stock Talk is the morning trading group. Okay, usually when someone signs up for the morning trading group, I get a notice right up here. So if you just paid for something, okay, because it says you just paid for something, it wasn't. I don't think you paid for what you think you paid for, because I did get a notification. I get a notification every time it happens. That being said, let's finish up. Rising wages and inflation. What should be done is raise the value of the currency. Oh, Carl, that's a different conversation, dude. It really is. Back to what Papa Jeff. Unless he runs an ad for $6 for a week, he can't raise prices. Well, actually, Papa Jeff, you can raise prices anytime you want. You know, because if you read the fine print in the ads, you know, you ever see those ads you see pop up on TV? Oh, brand new car, $129 a month. Great, wonderful. Well, the freaking fine print. Yeah, huge. But yeah, people do not go into business to lose money. Okay, raising wages is inflationary, not necessarily so. What should be done is raise the value of the currency. What should be done is stop freaking printing money. Okay, now when the currency was back to gold, it had an absolute value. Okay, now it has no value at all, nothing but perceived value. We all agree that it's worth what we believe that it's worth. Okay, is everything going up in value, or is the value of our dollar coming down? Okay, so think about it. All right, this is the way I explain it to my kids. When I was just out of high school, I'd work 2 or 3 hours. 2 or 3 hours was enough money to fill up my gas tank of my car. 2 or 3 hours. At this point in my life, I work 2 or 3 hours, and that fills up the gas tank of my car. What has changed? Not a whole heck of a lot. 2 or 3 hours of my time fills up my gas tank. All right. Berman, California workers are going to get priced out of a job in a meal. Yeah, more than likely. Okay. What they're thinking of doing is having Gavin Newsom as the next president. Okay. Have you heard this theory yet? Biden is letting all these people into the country. You know, I usually don't get political, but this ought to be fun. Biden is letting all these people coming into the country. I think we're all, what, 6, 7 million people now? Okay. With the signing of a pen, executive order. Executive order bypasses all laws. Okay. You don't have to go to the Congress. You don't have to go to the House. An executive order. Any and all people wanting to vote in the election do not need to have a U.S. citizenship. Stroke of a pen. That's what he's going to do. Then he's going to get the primary, okay? Then, hypothetically speaking, he's going to resign because he ain't going to go for another 4 years. He ain't. Ain't no way about it. He's going to resign. Kamala Harris is going to become president. Now, she's not going to say no. The first female black president, of course she's not going to say no. However, she's going to bow out and assign Gavin Newsom to be the president. And he can just waltz right on in without a damn thing. Without doing a damn thing. That's how they're going to do it. Hypothetically speaking, of course. All right. Let's get back to our trading. Was that? Wrong. Okay, well, what am I wrong about? I need to join the morning session. All right. Hey, Beamer. Yeah. TikTok. Yeah. I don't do anything in TikTok in the morning groups. Okay. Okay. The morning groups are on the. I showed you to you a couple of times already. Okay. Dividend Stock Talk over on the what do you call it? Patreon. Okay. Go to the bio. Up in the bio, right there, I'll give you the 10minutetrader.com. You go there, and this is it. Okay, a video shows you basically what I do. Another video shows the same thing. There's the live trading right there. Okay, these little dots, that's all my social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and that's all my trades that I've made this year. All right, we're in week 16. Week 1, week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it gives you the returns I made. 1.9, 2.3, 2.3, 4.6, 3.9, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5, 1.2, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but if you want to join up for the morning groups, right there on the10minutetrader.com, which is right up here in the bio. All right, that being said, let's get back to some of these questions. Beamer, I need to join the morning session group, okay? Okay, Hassan, DM me with a phone number. I'll give you a buzz in the morning. Dell looks risky, but it has a 1.6 premium. Cool. I think, yeah, Dell is on the list. We'll take a look at it. AMZN is going to be a no. Okay. Brenda Rego. Okay, that's going to be a no. Why? Amazon doesn't have dividends. Okay, I only look at dividend stocks because worst case scenario, I want to get a higher and higher dividends. All right, Claim Pro Bros. Wrong. I'm wrong about something. Well, you're not new. I'm wrong about a lot of things. But I would like to know specifically what it is you think I'm wrong about. Tesla, H4. All right, hold on. Democrats willing to destroy the country to rule over the ashes. Yep. Big Mike, I think. I have no idea what Big Mike means. Dell is paying 1.6 premiums at the $120 strike price. Yep, probably. Jen. Hi, Jen. Did we look at JWN tonight? No, I'm curious about what they did this time of year. All right, we'll get there. All right, Hassan, you got to DM me. All right, come up here to the bio right there. Send me the link that way because I'm not, you know what? I'll write it down now so I don't forget it. Hold on. 432. Okay, 432 556 4339. Now, you really shouldn't have put your phone number here because there are 22 people pretending to be me. 22. All right, so I really hope someone doesn't call you pretending to be me. That's why I say DM me. Right? I'll go right to my own personal email. Your political prophecy, I think, is what he's referring to as wrong. Could very well be. Thoughts on JEPI? JEPI's going to be a no, because that is an ETF. Now, you can disagree with me on politics all you want. I really don't care who sits in the big seat. Okay? Whoever sits in the big seat. The stock market's been around for 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. And yeah, we've had a lot of turds sitting in the big seat over the decades. if you check your history, your American history, you see what a bunch of a-holes we had in the what do you call it, in the White House, and how some of them got selected, not elected. Okay, Biden got selected. He didn't get elected. Okay, same thing with Obama. He got selected, not elected. There's a big, huge difference. AOC, same thing. She got selected, not elected. The woman doesn't have any clue about politics. And let's not get on stocks. Let's get back to stocks. I don't want to do politics. All right. Back to WBA, Walgreens. Take a look at Walgreens, WBA. Oh, wait a minute. We're on Paramount. Let's take a look at Paramount. Now, somebody told me last night that Paramount does not have 20 years of increased dividends. You are 100% correct. They do not have 20 years of increased dividends. So why is it on my list? Well, here's the thing. Now that you mention it, Paramount is on my list because Paramount, oops, let me find it, hold on, right there. Paramount is on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, so my humble opinion, me personally, 20 years of increased dividends or more, okay, 20 years of increased dividends with weekly options, or Warren Buffett's list. Okay, now I think we all can agree that Warren Buffett is in a class by himself. Check out LPG, May expiration date up to $1. All right, we'll put it down. Tate Top G. Well, live you and flagged for personal information. Your live is flagged for personal information. Repeating violations could result in a live being discontinued. Well, I did something wrong. Okay, I think somebody put their personal information up there and you shouldn't have. Okay, Hassan, you probably shouldn't put your information in because I just got flagged. Okay, now, I'm pretty sure this is definitely not the Top G. Okay, now a lot of people might not like Top G. He's got 3 followers and he's not following anyone. So that's definitely not the Top G. But I appreciate you, showing up. LPG, you say? All right, that being said. All right, let's get back to Paramount. So the reason why I'm looking at Paramount is because it's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay? No, it does not have 20 years of increased dividends. But if it's good enough for old Warren, it's good enough for me. All righty, that being said, let's take a look at the numbers. All right. A year ago today, okay, the 30-day. This is the 1 year chart. The high, the low, where was it a year ago? Where is it now? All right, so let's take a look. Paramount, a year ago today, $21.95. A couple of weeks later, we had the high of the year at 24. A couple of days later, she gaps down from 23.20 all the way down to 16. That's a $4 drop. A $4 drop doesn't sound like much, but on a $20 stock, that's a 20% decrease. Okay, goes sideways for a couple of months, drops down in November at 10.51. She ends up the year. Hey, Jacob Riley's watching. Hey, Bachi! Okay, it ends up the year at 14.52. Okay, the 90 days, which we go all the way back to the 17th, right there. 17th. 90 days ago today, we opened up at 13.08. Okay, a week or so later, we got the 90-day high at 15.70. That was the end of January. 100K cash. What are we doing? Okay, 100K cash. Well, we're just buying dividend stocks, collecting a 1% premium on a weekly basis. That comes to about 50% a year, if that interests you. You're new here because that name I do not recognize. I'm good with names and numbers, but that I don't recognize, so you're basically new. If you're new, just hang out, chill out, see if it makes sense. If it makes sense, fine, great, dandy. We can go from there. 90-day high on the 31st of January, 1566. The 90-day bottom was the 5th of March at 1016. Now, let's take a look at the last 30 days. The last 30 days, okay, 30 days ago, which is a month ago, 1123 is what we opened up at. Okay, she jumped up to 1278, drops back down, jumps up to the high of the 30-day period at 1380. Okay, that was on the 3rd of April. Now, you got a 30-day high. What do you think comes after a 30-day high? Profit taking, right to the 30-day low, right there. 5 days later, the 30-day bottom on the 10th of April. That was last week. Okay, and that was at 1012. Okay, basically gone up, a little bit of pullback. We're sitting at 1081 today. Okay, what does this normally do this time of year? Normally this time of year, here we go. From the little dot, the next couple of weeks. Okay, right here, the little dot is today, the 17th. I'm going to drag it over to the 19th, which is Friday, and then the following week. Okay, so right now, to the 19th, we're just going to go sideways. Another week would be the 26th, which is right there. Okay, that's what the next 2 weeks are going to look like with Paramount. Basically sideways. No big up, no big down, just sideways. Merger news moves the stock. JD, okay. I'm mainly interested in how does it move at this moment. Okay, ENICO, Adriel Chales, American Depository Shares, Robinhood says it has a $10.39 dividend. Okay. I'm not quite sure what you want me to do with that information, but I need a ticker symbol to take a look at it. I find it very challenging that someone has a $10 dividend, okay, unless it is a special dividend or a once-a-year dividend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 different stocks. Sorry if interrupting. ENIC. ENIC. Now, I know you're all dying to see a $10 dividend. Let me finish up with Paramount first. Okay, so you got a couple questions you ask yourself. Do I like Paramount? Do I like it at 1081? And if I buy it today or tomorrow, I can buy it at 1080. What is the closest strike price to 1080? Well, of course, that's the 11. And the 11 is going for 34 cents. Okay, so let's bring out our calculator. Clear, 34 cents, and the purchase price is $10.80. And that gives you a grand total of 3.1%. Okay, but that's not it. If it goes above 11, okay, right now it's at 1080. If it hits 11 by Friday, you collect an additional 20 cents per share. Okay, so 100 shares, great. 1,000 shares, better. 10,000 shares, even better. But just at the current strike price at 1080, you're collecting 3% per share. If you sell the 1050, you're getting 58 cents a share, which you have to deduct the 30 cents because you're losing. And then you bring in 28 cents, and that's still over 2% in the money. Not out of the money, but in the money, over 2%. Alrighty then. I like Paramount, and I usually buy it all the time. I have it, I think, in 3 different accounts. All right. So I'm kind of excited to see this $10 dividend. ENIC. Nope. Wasn't that quick? Now, how possibly can a $2.90 stock pay a $10 dividend? Ask yourself that question. Okay? And it's a monthly. What does that mean? It means it doesn't pay worth a squat. Okay? So you got 2 days to the expiration. Buy it at $3, and it doesn't even have a $3 strike price. It has a $2.50 strike price. Okay? So, Elon Musk says lithium is the stock to buy right now. What's your thoughts? My thoughts is, if it doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends, why would I bother looking at it? Honestly, I'm not looking. PBR is awesome, but volatile. I have no idea who PBR is. $15.75, 16. That's a no also. Oops, wait a second, don't want that one. Okay, PBR, 15.75. The closest one is the 16. The 16 is going for 11 cents. Dude, that's not even 1%. Here's a 9,500 different stocks. 9,500 different stocks. I only look at about 150. Why? Well, those 150 give me an average of 1% per week. Why would I bother looking at something like this? It doesn't pay 1% per week. It's a no. And it's at $15.69. Does it have 20 years of increased dividends? I have no idea. ALB is lithium, and it's on your list. Yes, it is. It's on my list because it's on Warren Buffett's list. SoFi, yeah, that's a no. Do you have a list of your 150 stocks? Look at it. Yes, I do. That is reserved for people who pay for it. Now, I'm a nice guy, but I'm really not that nice. There's only 67 of the stocks you're talking about. Not necessarily so. Okay, Dividend Kings is 54. Dividend Aristocrats is 67. Dividend Champions, Dividend Champions 147. What's the next one? Dividend Contenders is 300. Okay, now those stocks have 20 years or more of increased dividends. I just rattled off a few lists for you, and you're already incorrect. Halliburton. Halliburton is on my list. Coke is on my list, but I never trade Coca-Cola because the premiums are horrible. How much for the list? Well, it's $100 a month to join the club. Okay, $100 a month will get you 1/3 of the list because we only look at whatever stocks are popping up for the week. Now, I can mentor you. Just jump on over to the trading group right there. Okay, up in the bio right here, dividend stocks. Dividend stock talk. You click on that right there. That will bring you to my bio. It tells you all your information you need to know about me. Also has a link to my website, The 10-Minute Trader. Jamie Rellis is watching. Jamie, hi, over there on Facebook. Okay, that being said, let's get back to what we're looking at. All right, so PBR is a no. ENIC, I really, it bothers me when people waste my time. You trade meme coins? Nope, no coins at all. Okay, I don't do cryptocurrency at all. The only thing, so here's a good indication to find out whether you're talking to me or an imposter. The only thing I do here is dividend stocks. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to say, hey, I got this great offer for you. Wait, you send me money, I'll show you this. No, it doesn't work that way. I tell you, send me your phone number, and I'll give you a call. Okay? Don't put your number up on here. I just got flagged for someone putting their phone number up here. Yeah, don't do that. But I will give you a buzz. You put your number there, I will give you a buzz. All right, so I am a man of my word, if nothing else. Ooh, I have another one signing over here at Yahoo. No, I mean not Instagram. Over here on Instagram. So we got Instagram here, YouTube here, TikTok there, Facebook here, and another YouTube channel down there. Why don't you like monthly stocks? Andrew Oliver. All right. People ask me this all the time. I'll give you a perfect example. O. You know who O is? Realty Income Corporate REIT. Okay, people ask me to take a look at this one every week. And I look at it every week. And I tell them the exact same answers week after week after week. Okay, so here's the thing. Right now it's at 51 bucks, 51.28. All right, at 51.28. All right, at the $50 strike price at this moment in time, I am collecting 35 cents. However, if I'm buying the stock at 51.26, The closest strike price is $50. It's 35 cents. I'm losing money selling it to someone else. The 52.50 is going for 5 cents a share, not even close to 1%. Okay, let's go out to the next option available. The next option available is 19, oops, not that one. The next option available is 17 May. Now, at the 52.50, which is the closest one, I'm collecting 65 cents. Ooh, that's over 1%. However, you got to divide that by 4 because you got to hold it for 4 weeks. And it means the only stock he does the weekly options, not the monthly options. Thank you, 86. You hold for a long, though, is your motto. No, I do not. My motto is safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Per week, which means it has to have a way to get a weekly income from it. You can't get weekly income from a monthly optionable stock. It just doesn't work. It has to have weekly options. If anyone knows about Dell Market Trade Bot, DeFi Market Trade Bot, no. Okay, now I use the what do you call it? The premise or the idea of the ideology of the theory of buying and holding long term, because I want to make sure I buy a decent stock, just in case it goes down. Because if it goes down, it's not, all stocks go down. Okay, they go up, they go down. That's all they do. Okay, if it goes down, I want to make sure I get higher and higher dividends. Okay, I'm not investing to hold and just watch it get cobwebs. No, I'm investing for weekly cash flow. And the only way you can get weekly cash flow is 2 different ways. 1, using weekly options, or 2, sitting in front of the computer, punching numbers, waiting for something to happen. I refuse to do that. Okay, I get in 10, 15 minutes a day. Okay, it's called the 10-minute trader for a reason. Hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-minute trader. Now, if I wasn't explaining things to you, it takes me less than 10 minutes to go through my list because I know what I'm looking for. Okay, I've done this long enough. When I take a look at, hey, what's available this week? Well, this week is week number 17. Great, I will look 2 weeks ahead of time. Oh, look at that, Mondelez, USB, and GL. That's just on this list. If I jump on one of my other lists, what's available this week? Oh, COP, DE, FITB, Mondelez, Nucor, USB, and CAH. Oh, cool. Now that brings me over 10 stocks to look at. What else do I have? Oh, look at this. DHR, ITW, KW, APD. Oh, wow. I have all these to look at. But I only pick anywhere between 2 to 5 stocks per week. But I have over 20 to look at to make sure I get that safe, predictable, consistent 1%. Okay, there's plenty for me to choose from. But the reason why I don't do monthlies, right here. If I collect 65 cents, okay, how much is 65 cents? Okay, 65 cents, purchase price being, divided by purchase price, 51.27. Okay, that gives equal 1.26. 1.26. That's awesome for a week. But that's for a month. I have to hold that for a whole month to collect that 1.26%. Okay? And it's easier to predict where's the stock going to go the next 4 or 5 days by looking at this. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. It moves up, it goes down. Now we're at a down point, so it's going to go up. Is it going to go up for 4 weeks? Okay? Maybe 5, 6, 7 days. 4 weeks? Probably not. That's why I don't do monthlies. I make 100 a month on ORC, and it's down a lot. Okay. I don't know what you want me to do about that. All right. I don't even think ORC is in my roster. Orchid Island Cap. Yeah, that's a no. It's a monthly. You get out of the monthly and you do a weekly, you might get weekly interest rather than monthly. I don't do monthlies, but I know it will go back to 20. Yeah, it's at $8.16. How long do you plan on waiting for it to get to 20? Okay, it's at $8.16. All right, it hasn't seen 20 all year long. What makes you think that if it goes up to here? Right, here's the high of the year. The high of the year is the high of the year for a reason. Okay, we, the buyers and sellers, would say, oh yeah, it's worth 20 bucks. No, it's not. If it was, it would be over 20 bucks. Okay, the highest it's ever gotten this year is 11. I don't know who's telling you, oh, it's going to go back up to 20. Yeah, maybe in 10, 15, 20 years. If that's what you don't want to do, hey, fine. Hey, Galans, I think ADM is a monthly. No, it's not. Oh, it's just right, Archer Daniels. Well, we'll take a look at that. Okay, now, I don't want to make you feel bad about that, Andrew. I don't. Okay, but you know it will go back to 20. Maybe it will. All right. Okay, but at the moment, it's at $8. It hasn't seen 20 all year long. Okay, Gallant, here you go. This one's for you. A year ago today, 82.06. Look at that. Was that triple high at 87? That was back in the beginning of August. Ended up the year at 72.53. Now, 90 days ago, it's 69.78. A couple of days later, big drop from 68.58 all the way down to 51, 68.58. It's $17. $17 on a $68 stock. That's a big drop. Okay, the 90-day bottom, I have O2. Oh, it's okay. I bought low. All right, Andrew, I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. Really, I'm not. Okay, I have a certain recipe. There's an old strategy. I'm old, all right. Well, at least my kids tell me I'm old. I don't think I'm old. But anyway, I'm 60. I've seen a lot. Okay? Now, there's an old saying we had. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay? If what you're doing works for you, stay with it. I'm just letting you know. I don't do monthlies because they don't pay me weekly. I want weekly cash flow. That's what I want. Weekly cash flow. Okay? The two you just told me, oh, and the other one, those are monthly. If you're getting return on a monthly basis and that works for you, stick with it. But for me, it doesn't work for me. Okay, user 50, 40, 63, 84, 17, 86, hut. I don't do REITs. Okay, I don't. The reason why, they don't have 20 years of increased dividends, number one. Number two, a lot of them don't have weeklies. And then again, the numbers just don't work. Okay, Andrew, I'm glad you stopped by. I'm glad you're participating in the conversation, because if it works for you, stick with it. Dividend stocks with 20 years of increased dividends. Yep, and weekly options. Thank you, 86. That's basically, it's really not that difficult. 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options. There's over 150 of them. And if you look at 150 and you can't find a decent one to give you 1% per week, you're doing something wrong. Gallants, let's get back to ADM. Okay, we got our 90-day bottom on the 25th of January, and that was 50.72. All right, she goes sideways a little bit, pumps up, and let's take a look at the last 30 days. Last 30 days would be right there. We go. 30 days ago, okay? 30-day high, 30-day low, okay? 30-day bottom on the 15th of March, and that was 57.71. Now, she goes up, sideways, up to the high. Look at this. I'm going to call this a triple high. Okay, right here. See that? A triple high. Let me read you the numbers. See if you agree with me. April 9th, 64.09. The 10th, 64.07. The 11th, 64.08. 69.08, 69.09, 69.07. It's pretty much the same. When do you check on FinViz for weekly dividends? I don't. FinViz doesn't give me weekly dividends. FinViz only breaks it down from 9,500 down to about 1,000. Then from there, you got to go someplace else. I'm just showing that as an example of how many stocks, how many opportunities are out there. 9,500. What do you think of DJT? I like the idea. He's got another 20 years before he makes it onto my list. Okay. Okay, so you know Procter & Gamble, then good stock, one of my favorites. Yeah, but I only get Procter & Gamble. I don't own it at the moment. It is on my list, and I look at it 4 times a year. 4 times a year I look at it is right when they pay their dividend. How about LUV? I love LUV, and I have bought LUV. Okay, Southwest Airlines. I bought it at the beginning of the year. I looked at it again when it came up to buy it. If I had the money, I would have bought it. If I don't have the money, I don't buy it. Okay, I only have a certain amount of money. 98% of my money is invested at all times. I live off the premiums or the 1% per week because I get that regardless of what happens to the stock. Okay, I can take a stock, and I have. Thank you for your thoughts. Not a problem. I have taken stocks and hold on to them for weeks, and they continue to go down. However, I continue to get weekly cash flow from them because they have weekly options. You sell a weekly option, and that money goes into your spending account instantaneously. Okay, so if I buy ADM first thing in the morning, we'll take a look at it. What does it normally do this time of year? Sorry, Galance, I got a little distracted. All right, so this time of year, all right, here we are. This is where we are now. The 19th is there. This is by Friday. Okay, she might be a little even. By next Friday, the 26th, okay, that's clear. Gallant. All right, this is for you. Okay, she goes sideways to the end of this week, and then she's going to drop down next week. Hypothetically speaking, because this is just historical performance. This is what it's done in the last couple of years, last 10 years on average. Does it mean that's exactly? No, not really. Okay, doesn't mean it's going to. It just means that's what it's done over the last 10 years. Okay, I like odds and probabilities to be in my favor. Now, it's at 60.42. I like 2 days to the upside before I jump in. Okay, we have a high here. Remember that triple high I just told you? Okay, we're down to here now, 60.48. I would like to see another up day before I jump in. However, historically speaking, she goes down next week. Alrighty. So that being said, 60.48 is where we are now. The highest next one is there, going to be the 60, we look 48, the 61, 77. Okay, so both the 60 and the 61 are both offering over 1%. But you have to be okay with what you looked at. The 1-year chart, the 90-day chart, the 30-day chart, the seasonality chart. Now, I really don't like the seasonality chart. Okay, the reason why I don't like the seasonality chart is because she's going to go sideways this week, and next week she usually dips. But the trend, the current trend, okay, from August, she went down to the new bottom right there. Now she's recovering. Okay, she's in the recovery mode at this moment in time. Okay, recovering. Okay, right here where we are. Is it going to continue? Don't know. Only time will tell. Okay, Andrew. But I like monthly dividends so I can double up. All right, Oliver. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm going to tell you that if it works for you, keep doing it. This is just a different strategy. This is where we buy a good quality stock, okay, which the two you told me, not my humble opinion. Okay, hey, look at this. Rafila is joined in. Well, Rafila, how are you doing? Now, you guys over here on Facebook, just in case you're curious, okay, just in case you're curious, this screen here is being live broadcast on YouTube. Also, this is being live broadcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Facebook doesn't have a very good camera quality on this particular camera. But if you want to see the actual numbers, you can sit in front of your computer, you can see the numbers better. Good time to do some bear call spread. I love bear call spreads, but not in this trading strategy. So, not too bad. One, just keep an eye on it. Meets all the criteria, especially seasonality chart. True, but, okay, trend. Trend always supersedes seasonality. It does. Andrew Oliver, do you double up consistently? Okay. Bring them on camera. Yeah, no. Okay, only because I don't know. I only know Jacob. Now, I didn't invite Jacob for the conversation. Anyway, let's get back to what we're looking at. Okay, so that's ADM. Next one on my list here is GLAD. I don't know why you guys want to look at GLAD. I know that's going to be a no. I'm pretty sure GLAD is a monthly. It is. It's a monthly. So GLAD, G-L-A-D, is a no. I believe that's another read it. H-E-B. H-E-B. No options. So no to H-E-B. I don't know who came up with that one. PayPal is next. Somebody want to look at PayPal? P-Y-P-L. That's going to be a no also because I know they don't have dividends. Every month I buy free stock. How do you buy free stock? If you collect free stock, that's one thing. But you can't buy something that's free because if it's free, you're not buying it. Buying it insinuates that you're paying for it. And if you're paying for it, it's not free. So with the trend, are you saying yes or no on ADM? All right, Gallant, Gallant, you know better than anyone else because you've been here long enough. I can't tell you if it's a yes or no. All I can tell you it's no for me. For me, it's a no. Time a month. Okay, that could be taken in different ways. What's your best dividend stocks? At this moment, it's Macy's. You asked Macy's this year. PayPal. All right, somebody want to take a look at PayPal. But I know PayPal doesn't have 20 years of dividend increases. I also know PayPal is not on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, so how much does PayPal increase their dividends? Well, let's go to Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance, Yahoo. Give me a minute. Yahoo Finance. PYPL. Enter. Give it a second. It'll pop up. PayPal. Alrighty. We want to look at. All right. See that right there? Dividend yield. Nothing. EX dividend date. Nothing. You know what that means? No dividends. So PayPal is a no. Ooh, WBA is next on the list. That's Walgreens. I love Walgreens. Walgreens been very nice this year also. Okay, Walgreens is another, Ricky, Walgreens is another good company. Okay, so was Kohl's and so was Nordstrom's this year. Walgreens, WBA. Tra-la-la, WBA. Great, first thing I want to see, what's the high of the year? What's the low of the year? Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Okay, Walgreens happens to be at the low of the year. Okay, so a year ago today, Walgreens was 35.86. The top of the year was 36.05. Okay, the bottom of the year. Ooh, look at that. Triple bottom the last 3 days. Okay, 1754. 1754, 1753. I don't know. What do you think? You think the bottom is 1753, 1754? Okay, I would like to see it go to the upside before I jump in. Now, I like Walgreens. Why do I like Walgreens? Well, the reason why I like Walgreens is they're over 100 years old. They consistently increase their dividends. Walgreens is almost every major city in the United States. Okay, now, just the way John D. Rockefeller predicted and wanted and created, we are all dependent, well, most of us, or most of you, are dependent on pharmaceuticals. So where are you going to get your pharmaceuticals from? CVS, Walgreens, Walmart. It's the top 3. They cut the dividend in half. Yep, they probably did. Okay. However, let's continue to look at the numbers. A year ago today, yep, we got to the high. We finished out the year at 2705. The last 90 days, right there. 90 days ago today, we were at 2317. The high for the 90-day period was 2377. I like Dollar Tree. I do too. Okay, Ricky, does earnings affect the way you buy stocks? Meaning, do you wait to post earnings to buy? I don't look at earnings at all, Ricky. Not at all. I could care less about earnings, really. Okay? My concern is 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options. Those two criteria, 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options, that takes away 95% of all the companies in the stock market. 9,500. I only look at 150. That's it. That 150 keeps me busy. Earnings move the market. No, they don't. I've seen positive earnings where the stocks go down. I've seen negative earnings where the stocks go up. Okay, Alpha Wolf. Okay, is Macy's a buy? Wait, I cannot tell you that. All I can tell you is that I have Macy's in 4 different accounts. Okay. Okay, so the last 30 days, Exxon did that. Exxon did what? 30 days ago today, we opened up 2057. The 30-day high was on the 28th of March. That was a couple of weeks ago. PPG thoughts. Oh, Gallant, you want to taunt me with that PPG. I lost money on PPG last year. Okay, I don't hide that fact. I did. I lost money on PPG last year. Okay, so 30-day high, 2205. Well, big earnings and stocks went down. Okay, my point exactly. Earnings, positive, stocks go down. Earnings, positive, stocks go up. There's no rhyme or reason. There is no correlation between good earnings and stocks going up and bad earnings and stocks going down. No, it's just consumer sentiment. What we, the buyers, feel is right for us. If we think it is undervalued, we'll buy it. If we think it's overpriced, we won't buy it. It's that simple. Okay, you got 132 people here. Okay, if I say Walgreens at 1763, and you say, wait a minute, Walgreens? 1763? That's way too cheap. Then we buy it. At this moment in time, 3 days in a row, it's 1763, 1764 area. I'm waiting for it to hit 2 up days, and then I might be jumping in. How do you decide when to buy? Is that related to the EX dividend date or your base decision on the chart? Ah, now you're new here also, Igor. Igor Grebenchikov. Kagdala. Kagdala. All right, anyway, I base my purchases on the calendar. Хорошо, пожалуйста. Okay, I based it on the calendar. Okay, when they're paying their dividend, stocks have a tendency to move up before the EX date. Okay, they're paying out the dividend. What is a dividend? That's just your portion, the investor's portion of the profits. You buy the stock, they give you a profit, or they don't. Okay, I only look at 150 companies. That's it. Why? Because they have 20 years or more of increased dividends, and they have weekly options. Those 2 criteria. Then you throw in the charts to see if it's going in the right position. Why? Because I'm not buying at the bottom. Okay? You're in the basement, stop digging a freaking hole. Okay? You're going down, stop digging a hole. That's it. Okay, up here. Put the body. You're up here, you're standing on a ladder, waiting for someone to give you a higher ladder. Okay? A taller ladder. I don't buy at the high. I don't sell at the high. I'd like to sell at the high, but I don't. I stay away from the high, and I stay away from the bottom. I want to be somewhere in the middle. That's why I look at the Hold on. Let's go back. 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 That's why I look at the 1-year chart. I want to see where's the high, where's the low. That's the 1-year chart. So let's look at the 90. The 90 is right about here. The high, the low. I want to be somewhere in between. It's really that simple. Okay, 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options. Out of those two criteria, you knock off 95% of the stocks, maybe 97, because there's 9,500. We just looked a little while ago. Okay, we went and we looked at a finviz.com, financial visualization. It's a website, cool website, gives you a lot of information. It does. 9,500 different stocks I can choose from tomorrow. But how many have 20 years of increased dividends? One. How many have weekly options? Only about 150. Okay, great. So these 150 stocks, see them right over here? They pay 4 times a year, once per quarter. January, February, March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. June, July, August, third quarter. October, November, December, fourth quarter. I will look at Walgreens 4 times a year. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. There's 90 days in a quarter, 66 trading days, 13 weeks. Okay, 13 weeks. You take 155 stocks, you break it down to 13 weeks. That's over 10 different companies every single week. If you can't pick out 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 different companies on a weekly basis to make 1% off per week, your math is incorrect. Dividend yield on Walgreens is 9.8. That seems a lot. How long do you hold and when do you buy? Well, Ricky, Walgreens is one of those companies. Okay, there's a few companies I'll just buy because the premiums are great and I like them. Okay, that's Ford, General Motors, Bank of America, Macy's, Walgreens, Nordstrom's, those kind of companies. If you've been following me for a while, you know which ones it is. Okay, now I like to buy before the EX date because it has a tendency to move up. But if I buy Macy's, regardless of the dividend, and it gives me 1 or 2% every single week, cyclical, yeah, that works. Ricky, it's 5.6% yield. Yeah, but 86, you're right, 5.6% yield, but that's for the year. Now, if I can trade my strategy and I make 50% per year, why would I tie it up in any stock that's only giving me 5 or 6% per year? Okay, I have no problem whatsoever. 15, 20 minutes a day, jumping in, see what the market like. Take a coffee break. Okay, say, hey boss, I gotta take a coffee break. 15, 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna take a cigarette break and a coffee break. That's 20 minutes. Sit there, see what the numbers look like. It doesn't take that long. I mean, I seriously doubt you have that much money. It's like it takes you hours and hours to try to figure out how to spend $200,000 or $300,000. What stock do you hold long term? Okay, Mo, the longest I've ever held anything is 9 months. Not because I wanted to. I bought a stock. It was Kimberly Clark. I bought it, and she started going down. Okay, I sold premiums all the way down, and then it came all the way back up. Okay, and then I got rid of it. Okay, I don't hold on to anything. Except for the wife. She likes that. Oh, she heard me. Okay, so yeah, let's jump on to something else because we already looked at Walgreens. Okay. Walgreens, AMC. Now, somebody mentioned, somebody want to look at Energy Transfer. That's coming up next. What do you think about options? All right, Mo, you're new here. That's all I do. I buy a good quality stock and I sell options against it. A covered call. And what do you think about SNDL? All right, now we'll take write it down. I'm not going to get to it tonight, but I'll get to it tomorrow night. SNDL. All right, we'll look at it tomorrow night. What utilities are you interested in? Uncle Steeler, you're new here. I can tell because I don't recognize that name. Now, Alpha Wolf has been here for a while, okay? But utilities, I don't. Hey, you see the green dots? Yeah, you see all the green dots on the calendar? Okay. Okay, TRO, TOG, CTR, NEM, HD, DINO. They don't say anything at all what they do. I honestly really don't care what they do. And why is it that I don't care what I do? They do. All right, SMDL 86. Thanks for that. SMDL is a no. Okay. Okay. Why is it that I don't care what they do? Well, because they meet my criteria. What is that? 20 years or more of increased dividends. Okay. If the stock goes down, I want to be reassured that I'm getting higher and higher dividends. That's what I want. I want to make sure I get higher and higher dividend. The option strategy is I buy the stock, I sell the option against it. It's called a covered call. One of the absolute safest, most predictable trading strategies there are. Do you have a scanner or filter available? Simba, you don't need a scanner. Okay, here's my scanner right here. You ready? Let's check this out. This is easy. Okay, we're going to go to Google. That's my scanner right there. Dividend Kings List 2024. Okay. Where was it? Okay, Dividend Kings List 2024. If I go to right there, check that out. Check it out, Sure Dividend. 2024 Dividend Kings List, updated daily, all 56 analyzed. You get the list right there, it's free, okay? Click here to instantly download your free spreadsheet of all Dividend Kings now, along with important investing matrix. How long have I been doing this? Over 20 years. Okay, so just go to Google. Google will tell you what to look for. Okay, so what do you look for? Well, the Dividend Kings, okay, 50 years, 5 decades, 50 years of increased dividends. 50 years of increased dividends. Okay, the Dividend Kings. The Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years of Dividend Kings. I have no idea how options work. Long time. All right, Bill, I don't do options long time. Okay, I will buy the stock Monday morning. I will sell the weekly option, which means that option is good from Monday until Friday. I will sell it on Monday, and on Friday it expires. Okay, that's it. How do you find out what ones are weekly? Well, you go to the trade grid. Okay, what is the trade grid? Well, that's where you find out all your numbers. Okay, let's go over this side. You put your stock symbol in. Okay, it gives you the last traded price. Okay, what is the bid? What is the ask? How many shares were traded today? What did it open at? What was the high of the day? What was the low of the day? What was the close for the day? Okay, the number's right there. The options, if you qualify to do options, and qualifying to doing covered calls is the easiest one there is. Spreads is a little bit more complicated. But calls, selling calls, covered calls, the easiest option trading strategy to get into. You have to sign a couple of pieces of paper. What platform is that? This is Thinkorswim, offered by Charles Schwab. So if you have an account with Charles Schwab or TD Ameritrade, because TD Ameritrade got bought out by Charles Schwab. Okay, so you go to thinkorswim.com and download the version on your computer. Don't use the online version; it's not as good. Okay, here has more perks to it. You keep the premium if it doesn't hit. No, you get the premium right away. Okay, if I buy it at the price $17.66, sell the 17.50s, I can collect 46 cents, which is over 2%. That 2%, let's go through the numbers. Hold on. Okay, as I was saying, the last price, $17.63. The bid, $17.63. The ask, $17.66. If I bought it tomorrow morning at $17.66, okay, $17.66, what I can pay for it tomorrow morning. I sell someone the right to buy it from me at $18. I can collect 23 cents. Okay? 23 cents is more than 1%. That option will expire the 26th of April, 24. Okay? If I wanted to do this week's, there's only 2 days left for this week, so I wouldn't suggest doing this week's. Yeah, this week's is not worth it. CL, Colgate-Palmolive, 419. Zal, what do you think about NAT? Alpha Wolf, you got it? Yeah, the premium you collect from selling the covered call, that goes into your trading account right away. You can take that money as soon as it gets into your account, transfer it over to your debit card, and you can spend it on Monday morning. If I buy it first thing in the morning and I sell it first thing in the morning, if I buy the stock, okay, the stock's up here, the options are down here. If I buy the stock first thing in the morning, that big fat chunk of money is going away, okay, into the stocks. I own the stock, so never buy a stock you don't want to own. Okay, I sell somebody the option to buy it from me for basically the exact same I paid for it, and they give me a premium over 1%. That 1% premium goes into my account instantaneously. I can take it and I can transfer it onto a debit card and I can spend it right away. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, so if you take a look at my account right here, okay, come down here, okay, you'll see every week, all right, this week, all right, well, this was last week number 15, right, week number 15, I made 1.2%, and I withdrew $2,100 this week, last week, okay, see? Albemarle, Macy's, see? Albemarle, Macy's, Paramount, and JD. I got 1.2% last week, and I withdrew $2,100. Okay. More than 1% of what? The share price? Yes, that is basically correct. Okay. Whatever I have. Now, see, the account I just showed you has over $100,000 into it. Over 1% is over $1,000 a week. Okay. So the numbers are there. If I buy it at 1766, I want to get at least 1% return on that trade. 1% of 1766 is like 18 cents per share. Is it same week of EX date? No, I don't like to be in at the EX date. Okay, you see all these little green dots? Those represent the dates of the EX dates. Let me change this. Let's go back to Warren Buffett's list. Okay. BYD. Okay, BYD. It's paying on the 14th of March. I want to buy that 27th, 28th of February, 2 weeks before. Why 2 weeks before? Well, because 2 weeks before, I want to be able to jump in, grab my 1%, because that's when the premiums are the highest, just before the EX date. Coming into the EX date, they have a tendency to go down, and after the EX date, the stocks go down. So, if it doesn't hit by the expiration date Friday, do you keep your shares? Yes, you do. And you take them into next week, you do the exact same thing over again. Okay? Let's take a look at the next one. Next one up on the list is AMC. Okay, so needless to say, I'm new here. How can I learn what you know? Cheese anchor. All right, how do you determine what strike to sell? Ted, that's an excellent question. Okay, cheese anchor, just chill, hang out. I'm here every night at 9 p.m. You really want to learn safe, secure, predictable, 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. Just come every night, 9 p.m. Okay, you'll learn something interesting. Now, to answer your question, how do I find out the strike price? If I'm paying $17.66 for it, okay, I want to get a 1%. You need $100 liquid for it. No, you don't. Okay, a 50 grand is $500 a week. 20 grand is $200 a week. 10 grand is $100 a week. Okay, all depends. 50% is 50%. Okay, if you have $100, 50% of $100 is $50. 50% of $50,000 is $25,000. 50% is 50%. You don't need 100 grand to start. What are your thoughts on SCHC? Yeah, no. How's that? Okay, so how do I choose which strike price? If I'm paying $17.66 for it, I can do the 17.50s, which is 46 cents per share. But you got to understand, I'm losing 16 cents. I'm buying it for $17.66, and I'm selling it for $17.50. I'm losing 16 cents. So that 16 cents comes out here, 46 cents. Take 16 cents from 46 cents, means you're only making 30 cents a share. Now, what is 30 cents a share? You get your calculator, clear that, 30 cents a share. You divide that by the purchase price, or the sales price, $17.50, because you already took the 16 cents off. Divided by 17.50, and that comes a grand total of 1.7%. Just a little bit under 2%. 1.7% for the week. Okay? That's at the $17.50 strike price. Now, if we do the $18 strike price, that is going for 23 cents a share. So 0.23, divide that by 17.66, okay? That equals 1.3%. But here's the kicker. If she goes over $18 by Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, see the date? April 24th. That's not this Friday, that's next Friday, right? If it goes over 18, you get the 1.3% from the premium, and you also get an additional 44 cents a share, the difference between your purchase price, $17.66, and the strike price, $18. But the stock has to go up. Personally, I do the $17.50 and take the 1.3. What's your thoughts on SCHD? I don't like SCHD. I don't. Now, can I explain? Uh-oh, battery's running low. Why is my battery running low? Oh, it's not plugged in. Oh, imagine that. All right, anyway. Can I explain the scenario where beginners would make a mistake with this strategy? Well, of course. This is why, for a beginner, this is why I offer the trading, the morning trading group. Okay? The morning trading group, you actually watch as I trade. Okay, so in this instance, let me show you a quick little trade. All right, so 1766, I'm going to change this over to here to the covered stock where I'm buying and selling at the same time. Now, I like it at 1750, so I'm going to buy it there. There's the 1750. Now, let's do 100 shares that makes it easier. Okay, so as you can see behind me, it is a double trade. I am buying and selling at the exact same time. Okay, what if they exercise their option if it's above the target price? Well, that's the idea of it. Okay, Alpha Wolf, the idea is the safe, predictable, consistent 1%. Okay, if I buy it at 1766 in this example here, okay, I collect that 1% premium or more. At this point, it's like 1.3, 1.7, something like that. That's my goal. I want them to buy it from me. That way, come Monday, I'm back into cash and I pick a different stock. Don't buy a stock you're not willing to hold. That's right, Gallant. Oh no, when stock goes down, the same strike next week may not be worth 1%. You're absolutely correct. That's why you never buy something you don't want to hold long term. I day trade, but this is a lot. This LOL is confusing me. I'm sorry. Okay, Bill, if you're confused, can't help you out. Now, I kind of feel sorry for you because this strategy was created for a 9-year-old little girl. Okay? My 9-year-old daughter wanted to know what I was doing back in 07, 08. So she said, Daddy, can you teach me? So I had to come up with a strategy where it was simple because she's a 9-year-old girl. It was safe where she wouldn't lose any money. It was predictable, consistent, and she wouldn't lose. Okay, so that's the 5 criteria I had to meet to teach a 9-year-old girl how to do this. 5 rules. Never buy something you don't want to buy in the long term. You don't want to hold long term. Never sell at a loss. 20 years of increased dividends, weekly options, and make sure the numbers work. So if you don't get this, I feel sorry for you. I really do. It's really that simple. If a 9-year-old girl can figure it out, okay, you had 9,500 stocks. You're only looking at 150 of them. When do you look at them? Well, you only look at them when they come up for a dividend. So this week, I'm looking at Bank of America and General Motors. That's it. They either meet my criteria or they don't. That don't work. Hewlett Packard, Heinz Ketchup, LPC, or Occidental Petroleum. Okay, I go. can't be any easier than this. And if a 9-year-old can get it, you can't. I can't help you out. All right, let's get back to where we were. Trade. Because I'm actually going to show the trade. OneCrypt SCHD this week will crash to 74. Next week will be bullish. Okay, I don't do SCHD, but I appreciate you sharing. What was I saying? Oh, so how do I do the trade? Well, here it is right here. I'm buying 100 shares of stock and I am selling one contract at the exact same time. Okay, now I hit confirm and send, and this is what the order looks like. Buy one covered WBA. That's Walgreens. The 100s, those are the weeklies. Okay, 26 April 24. That's next Friday. Okay, at 17:16 limit order to open to open. What does that mean? Well, now I'm paying $17.16 per share, and I am selling the premium, whatever the premium is, because they're conjoined together. I like when they're joined together because you get the best fill. Okay, now my profit is $34. Now I know $34 doesn't sound like a lot, but $34, my investment is $1,716. Okay, that's $1,700 per 100 shares. Okay, that comes to a grand total of 1.98% for the week. 1.98% for the week. You either like 1.98% for the week or you don't. You either like Walgreens or you don't. Don't ever buy a stock you do not want to hold long term because it could go down. If it does go down, make sure it has decent options. Because if this stock goes down, I'm going to look at next week's. Because whatever I pay for it, if I pay $17.66 tomorrow, okay, next week my cost basis is $17.66. 3 months from now, my cost basis is $17.66. Yeah, you could do the roll. I don't like doing rollovers. I like them to expire worthless. Okay, whatever I sell, I like to expire worthless, and then I jump back into it again on Monday. It's kind of like a rollover, but I'm not paying the commissions. Okay, hope that's understandable. Okay, so okay, we're almost at 11:30, and that's my time to go. Okay, you really want to join the live? Okay, Shaz.con. Okay, yeah, I don't invite anyone unless I have talked to them prior. So you want to be invited onto the live? Great. I want to have a conversation. DM me with your phone number. We'll have a conversation. If it works, I'll invite you the next time. What do you think? Simba, thanks. What do I think of Marriott? What is Marriott's ticker symbol? AMC is the next one on the list. AMC. AMC Entertainment. Gallant, you want to look at Colgate Palmolive? All right. CL, Colgate Palmolive. For the 19th, huh? All right, it's only 2 days away. All right, a year ago, we're at 75.69. She jumped up to 81.96, dropped down to the bottom of the year, the beginning of October. Finished out the year at 79.58, the last 90 days. Okay, 90 days ago today, we opened up at 81. The bottom of the 90-day period, 79.71. The high for the 90-day period, 90.37. Okay, the last 30 days right there. 30 days ago today, we opened up at 87.46. Okay, the high of the 30-day period was 90.37. Okay, the bottom 4 days ago was 85.68. Now, I like this. Come on, I do. Look at that. 3 days to the upside. Perfect opportunity to get in. Look what the 30-day high is. Okay, the 30-day high is here. 30-day bottoms here, 3 days to the upside. Awesome. What does it normally do this time of year? This time of year, okay, from here, this is Friday, this is next Friday, okay? So for this week, she's going to go down just a smidge, and then she's going to go sideways. Okay. However, we are in an uptrend, and I like uptrends because the trend is your friend, right up to the end. Okay, so at this moment in time, 86.75. Okay, 86.85. Let's get rid of that. Back to this. The 86.85. The 86 is going for 25 cents. The 87 is going for 25 cents. Dude, if you want to do that, you're not even getting you're getting a 1/4%. If that's what you want to do. Well, a little over a quarter, about a third maybe. A little over a third. Marriott, huh? M-A-R. 238.90 to 240s. Oh, that's over 1%. Okay. However, Marriott, you got your 30-day high here, and you haven't hit a bottom yet. 4 days to the downside. It's searching for a bottom, so that's a no. Okay, that's just my opinion. Get your 30-day high here. Okay, it's looking for the bottom. As soon as it finds a bottom and starts to turn around, that's when I would do it. NAT. NAT is a no. Reason. At $3.85, no possible way they have 20 years of increased dividends. Reason number 2, it's a monthly. That's a no. Coin, C-O-I-N. Coinbase Global, 213. All right, take a quick look. What's your chart time frame? 1/3% for 2 days isn't bad if you have the money. It's up to you. Okay, so here we are looking at coin because you wanted to. I was right the first time. Dividend yield, non-existent. Dividend date, non-existent. Means they don't pay dividends. So if it doesn't pay dividends, it definitely doesn't do dividends for 20 years or more. Yeah, 86, I got that. But I appreciate that. I do. Okay, it's 11:30. We all know what that means. Do you know where your children are? There used to be an ad on TV. On TV back in the late 70s, early 80s. It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? You said this week you're going to buy some BAC. Is that right? Nope. I said I would look at it. TRML. Nope, we're done. Hey, look at that. Julie, you showed up. Nice to see you. I'm just getting off. Okay, AGNC. We'll take a look at it tomorrow night because it is 11:30. I have been here since 9. Okay, AGNC. All right, we're done for the night. Okay. So, all that being said, das vidanya. All right, finish up over here on Facebook. We're done there. What about the dividend yield for CL? Doesn't that offset the premium? Hold on. The 19th. Well, you can add it to it. See how it works. All right, so you guys have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. And for those of you who actually want to join the live show, give me a buzz. It's really not that difficult. dividend investing for weekly cash flow. Okay, and we end this one also.